What's going on, everybody? I am Lamar, and this is Political Media, and I want to talk about Mr. Vernon Jones, Democrat from Georgia, the state house. Been in Congress, Georgia State Congress for quite some time. Pretty outspoken guy, and right now he's being called a traitor. Why? He's being called a traitor by Democrats, his own people, particularly the black Democrats, are calling him a traitor. Why is this? Let's see, can you got? There we go. Trump 2020, Republican National Convention. You got it right. He was a speaker at the Republican National Convention. Why? Because he went through a myriad of reasons as to why he chose to speak up against the Democratic Party and for the Republican Party at the DNC. I'm sorry, at the RNC. He says that, and I quote, Democrats do not want black people to leave their mental plantation. What does he mean by that? He expounded to the point of sharing that Democrats keep black folks on the rope. Around election time, they give you all these goodies and promises, but they never do anything for you. That's the argument that Mr. Vernon Jones has. He says that Democrats oppose anyone that has a free mind and thinks freely outside of the Democratic bubble. Is this true? If it's true, I want you guys to comment below and let me know if you guys think any of this is true. He said, but there's areas, and he's correct on this, there's a growing list of black people that are becoming free-thinking individuals, not necessarily Republicans. I happen to be one of those free thinkers, so I consider myself an independent or a moderate. I don't consider myself a Democrat or a Republican. And I think there's a lot more of us being more bold enough to say that and risk being chastised or ostracized or being called a traitor by the Democratic Party because black folks are supposed to be Democrats. Let me see. He talked a little bit about Joe Biden. He talked about Joe being in politics for 47 years and what does he have to show for it? What has he done for black people? He's been all talk and no action. These are the words of Mr. Vernon Jones. So basically, Vernon has come out stating that he supports Trump. When he did that, that's when he began to get attacked. But in support of his support for Trump, he cited a few things. And I'll allow you guys to fact check. I'm just going to quote his list. He said that Trump supports HBCUs. He said that Trump has given more support to the HBCUs than Obama and the Democrats ever have. Support that is going to be lasting at least up to 10 years of funding for HBCUs. That's what Mr. Vernon said. Historic funding that Obama refused to extend, according to Mr. Vernon Jones. He said that Trump supports school choice, regardless of what your color, your zip code. You get to choose schools that are good for you, that are better schools for your children. This is what Mr. Vernon is saying. He said, under Trump, we had record low unemployment for black folks. Interesting. And that Trump also delivered historic criminal justice reform. These are all the things that he says that we get with Trump and will continue to get with another 4 years of Trump. This is a Democrat saying all this in Georgia, of all places. That's the kicker. So he was asked to resign from his position due to his support for Trump. And he did. Under pressure, he did say that he was going to resign from his position in the House, Georgia State House, but then he reneged on it, no pun intended, and then said that he's going to stay in his position and keep fighting the good fight. So I thought it was quite interesting. Quite an interesting speech. I want you guys to, I'll put a link maybe in the comments or something for y'all to check it out. Pretty interesting speech in support of Trump. My opinion on that, you guys didn't ask for it, but I'm gonna give it to you anyway. My opinion on that is I do think Trump has done some decent things. Do I think that Trump needs to continue to be president? Do I think he needs to be reelected? Absolutely not. The great stuff he's done does not outweigh the divisiveness that he's created in the country. And I think that's more important. I think we do need to get back to some normalcy. And maybe after we get back to some normalcy, definitely get maybe a more moderate or conservative person back in the White House. I think Biden and Kamala may be a little more, hopefully they'll be more moderate than to the left. Hopefully, I'm going to bet on that. I'm going to hope for that and keep my fingers crossed for that. And if they do, I'm all right with it. But Trump is possibly dangerous for the country. Definitely divisive. Does nothing great for discrimination and racism in the country. He only puts fuel on the fire, in my opinion. Many of you think that. Many of you will say. Many people on the right will say that we shouldn't listen to what he says. Just watch what he does. No, it's not. What the president says has so much weight. Incites, it invigors, and it energizes racists, particularly closeted racists, the ones that don't think you know about it, that are wearing a badge and a seal, the ones that have a gavel in their hands. A whole lot of racists that we don't know are racist until they're invigorated by their leader, if you will. Anyway, this is Political Media. My name is Lamar, and peace out until next time. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified of the next videos that come out. Talk to you later.